I think I finally understand your disdain for this job, this place. Looking at this farce, what's the point? Why are we even bothering?
Being the poorest postgrad.
Both at the same time, Colin?
Over the course of 3 compact discs,
that is not a thing.
22 cassette tapes.
Oh yeah, Katorshis and runs
you
my
can
family.
experience a childhood under the old
circuses and
regime.
casino.
And, like me, understand why we can never go back.
Everybody okay in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we would be if you stopped asking us questions like that.
We're expecting troublemakers, but nothing serious. You might hear some noises, but it's nothing to be concerned about. The services know what they're doing.
So, nobody freak out when the shooting starts, okay? The show must go on and all that. Tits and teeth. Oh, God, sorry.
Thank you, Jenny. Tits and teeth, armed and ready.
10 seconds, everybody. God, kill
Best in the business.
She is. In 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the Nightly Show, where it's time for the Prime Minister to face the toughest critics in the territories. You lot out there.
Call us on the usual numbers with your questions for the Prime Minister. First up, we have Humphrey from Hamble Bamblebury.
Lovely place. I'm hoping to retire there.
Oh, good choice.
Are you there, Humphrey? Are you there, Humphrey? Hello, Humphrey. Hello, Humphrey. We appear to have lost Humphrey. We'll try and get him back, but let's go to another call in the meantime. Who've we got next, Patrick?
Next up, we've got Mandy from Arsminster. Oh, I don't think I'll be retiring there.
Hi, Mandy. You're through to the Prime Minister. What's your question? You're through to the Prime Minister. What's your question?
Hello? Hello? Mandy? Mandy? What's going on, Jenny?
Oh, we try not to talk to the crew.
Jenny?
The lines are down.
Talk to the crew.
Oh, well, call down to maintenance and get...
We can't. All the lines are down.
All the lines are down. Well, apologies to our viewers at home. We seem to have a few technical gremlins making mischief behind the scenes. So while we're getting back up and running, Patrick has a couple of questions that were sent in by our viewers earlier this week.
I do?
Oh, yes.
Yes, no, of course I do. Well, our first question is from Trisha, who lives on Camera Avenue. And what she really wants to know... Lock the door! Lock the fucking door!
Don't do this, CCO! Seal the doors! You're Jenny, aren't you? Come here. Don't be afraid, Jenny. We're not here to hurt you. We're not here to hurt anyone if we don't have to. All I want you to do is to keep the show on the air. Do you understand? Just do your job and everything will be all right, okay? Just do your job and everything will be all right, okay?
Don't be afraid, Jenny. Don't be afraid, Jenny.
You two, on your knees over there. You two, on your knees over there. Move! So, this is the famous couch of chat, eh?
I don't answer questions at gunpoint, Mr. James.
You're not at gunpoint, Prime Minister. You're not at gunpoint. They are.
Please don't kill me, please. Nevertheless, if you think I'm going to answer to you, then I'm afraid...
you don't have to answer to me, Julia. Are the doors locked and sealed?
Yes, sir. No one's getting around.
Good.
Good.
Good. All clear.
Good. Thank you. Yes, good. Thank you. Yes, good.
Jeremy? Jeremy?
Hello, you.
Why didn't you make contact?
We've only put you in their crosshairs, I'm sorry.
Rotten, selfish bastard.
Yes.
Rotten, selfish bastard.
Keep the show going for us. Of course. Keep the show going. Let them go, Alan. There'll be no killing tonight. There'll be no killing tonight.
Hello. Sorry, I don't think we've met. I'm Patrick Bannon.
Is that what you're telling yourself, is it? Is that what you're telling yourself, is it? Sorry for barging in. Hate what you've done with the place.
Me too. Would you like your spot?
It's yours now.
Would you like your spot?
You wear it well. It's yours now. So, let's talk, shall we?
Armed security are on their way, Mr. Donaldson. I know you know that.
Well, best make use of the time we have then, eh?
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
No.
Well, I'll leave you to it then.
I think you should stay too.
For safety?
I think you should stay too. For balance. For balance. Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Good evening. Let's welcome back the National Nightly News. Tonight I'm joined by probably the two most influential people in the country, if not the continent. So let's see if we can't kick over a few rocks and see what's lurking underneath. Prime Minister, if I could turn to you first.
I have nothing to hide.
Except that which is already hidden. Prime Minister, what is norethindrone? Prime Minister, what is norethindrone?
I beg your pardon?
Norethindrone. It's used in birth control, among other things. If you haven't heard of that, perhaps you could enlighten us in regards to Agrobacterium tumefaciens.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Donaldson.
Well, that suggests a lack of attention to detail, Prime Minister. It's a bacterium used in the genetic modification of an organism. And I found traces of both these substances in every single one of the menu centre food boxes that I've had analysed, from across the territories, if you're wondering.
What exactly are you suggesting?
I'm not suggesting anything, Prime Minister. I'm just pointing out the facts.
Oh my God.
Just pointing out the facts.
Is that why Kate and I can't have...
So you blamed it on the radioactive clouds from your bombs?
Before Stacey. We tried so many times.
Prime Minister, is there something wrong with the food? Is there something wrong with the food?
Fine. You want the truth? You think it'll help your viewers sleep at night? Well, here it is. 6 years ago, when we came to power, we had access to the real facts and figures. And they told us we were doomed. The population was expanding at an unsustainable rate. Within 50 years, we would be out of natural resources. We would war over fuel, and then inevitably food and clean water. It was no exaggeration to say that we were facing extinction. It was supposed to be opt-out contraception, an end to unwanted children, a chance to rebalance. But something went wrong in the testing phase. Nature took over. I never wanted this.
So you covered it up and blamed the sterility on the bombs.
Oh, please don't lecture me on morality, Mr. James. Your hands are far too dirty for that.
Disrupt only did what had to be done.
Disrupt are not the answer. You'll just take us to an even more extreme version of where we were before. Your miserable policies will kill us all.
I'm not the one who built the transition centres.
No, you're from a time where people didn't even have the basic right to choose how and when to die.
You turned children against their parents.
We enabled young people to speak up about the abuse that they were facing. And guess what? Most of that abuse came from within their own families.
Identity cards!
Oh, grow up!
Sterilised us against our will. Sterilised us against our will.
I built a sustainable future.
That's too much. That's not for you to choose. That's not for you to choose.
Well, if not me, then who? Who would choose it for themselves?
And isn't it at the heart of all this? You don't trust us to choose. You think you know best, you know what's good for us, and if we disagree with you, then you'll send us to betterment. That's why there's no news anymore, because there's no choice, so there's no point.
There should be elections.
Elections have been suspended.
Time to unsuspend them then. If you want to carry on, you'll need a mandate. We have people ready to stand against you in every territory.
So, let's turn to you, Mr. James.
Yes. I want to assure the public that though Disrupt are occasionally forced to violent means, we are not by nature a violent organisation.
Jenny?
Yes, Jeremy?
Could you have this queued up for us, please?
Yes, Jeremy.
Is that from Disrupt leadership?
In a way. Mr. James, before you launch into your rather premature election campaign, I think it'd be useful for the viewers at home if you were to also answer a question or two. If you were
Of
to
course.
also answer a question or two.
When we come to power, one of the first things we'll do is restore a free press. The truth is very important. No more hidden secrets.
If you say so. From whom do you take your orders, by the way? From whom do you take your orders,
I beg your
by the
pardon?
way? Well, you're Disrupt's spokesman. But for whom do you speak?
You know I can't tell you. It's too dangerous for me to say. It's too dangerous for me to say.
I don't share those concerns. You see, I've met with them almost 5 years ago now, back when I was a news anchor. And I also met with them a week ago to discuss tonight's activities. I think they wanted to check that I'd stick to the script, which really shows how little they know me. So this time, I wore a hidden camera. Would you like to see a little of what we discussed?
No, you can't. She'll have them arrested. They'll be dead by morning.
That's an unfair assessment.
Fortunately, it's not up to me. It's up to Alex in the broadcast room. What screen, Jenny?
Screen 4.
What screen?
No, you can't. My people will stop you. Cut the power to your machines.
Well, I would imagine mine will be doing their level best to ensure that Mr. Donaldson's footage gets the airing it deserves. After all, my security forces will be here soon, and I imagine this will end very badly for all of you.
Queued up and ready.
Thank you, Jenny.
Queued up and ready.
Alex, showing this will have consequences. For someone not showing it. It's up to you.
Alex, you got us this far. Please don't fall at the last hurdle. Please don't.
Oh damn, glad I'm not making this choice.
All our good work, all the years of disrupting. You could make it all for nothing. Please, don't play that footage. Don't play that footage.
Alex didn't play it.
Really?
Alex didn't play it. Really.
They'll be locked out by now.
We risked our lives to be here tonight. I just brought down the fucking Prime Minister. All I had to do was press a fucking button.
But that's what you've never understood, is it, Mr. Donaldson? Just because the button's there doesn't mean it has to be pushed.
Just because the gun is there, you don't necessarily have to grab it.
Oh, but you have to push the button. You have to pull the thread. It's your fatal flaw.
No, it's not. It's what makes him great.
Not every story should be told, Jeremy.
We have a duty to the truth.
But there are so many truths. I'm a terrorist. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm a raving lunatic.
I'm the woman who killed millions. I'm the woman who saved billions.
All of these things are true. But this program and all the others like it, they pick which truth to tell, which way to word those truths.
Without the tacit backing of this station, Mr. James's organisation would never have achieved what we have seen here today.
We back neither Mr. James nor his organisation.
Peter hated how you'd bend the truth or show us only what you wanted us to see. It's part of the reason he drank.
Showing those private conversations, it would have been a betrayal of trust.
Aren't you even a little curious to know what they had to say about you, Alan?
What's private is private. When they want me to know, I'll know. When they feel safe to come forwards, they will. It should be up to them. That's what freedom is supposed to mean. It's your life. You choose. That's what Disrupt want. Freedom. But not freedom from consequences. Nobody grows that way. We become sterile, like she made the rest of society. You should be in prison.
Oh, and by that token, so should you, Mr. James. There will be elections in the territories. Election night will be 12 weeks from tonight. I believe, when they think on it, that the people will realise what they have gained and understand why they have lost that which they have had to lose.
You're deluded. You accidentally sterilised 4 out of 5 people. You'll be lucky if you're in charge of anything ever again. You're in charge of anything ever again.
In circles here. And if we don't wrap up soon, our boss will fire us all. So, with the promise of elections in the spring, it seems we're nowhere near the end of this nation's story. At least from here on, there is hope it will be conducted with words instead of bullets. There will be recriminations, of course, and calls for revenge and punishment. We do not need more hate. We need truth and reconciliations. And hopefully that's what we will get. And then when we've listened, we will decide, all of us, one vote each. Anything to add, Henry?
I think you've got it covered.
Would you like to take us out?
You know, I really would.
I'd like that too. I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Johnson. And from everyone here at the National Nightly News, have a... Let's make tomorrow better. Let's make...
And we're out.
I'll be on the phone to Bozeman in the morning.
That'll be interesting. His daughter just gave birth to an unviable.
To the daily forecast.
Are you coming out with us?
Starting off here
Apparently,
in
we're free to go.
Make sure
You
you
go.
wrap up warm because we've got lows.
Will you be joining us on the campaign trail?
But as we head towards
I wouldn't
Leaders'
vote for
Day
your
later
party,
in the
Mr.
week,
James.
There's a 100%
Or
chance
hers.
of festivity. As we
Who
saw
knows, maybe I'll run as an
42
independent.
births today, a
You wouldn't
daily
last
record
5
of
minutes.
4% fertility.
You're too honest for politics.
Dwarfed, however, by a massive 9% fertility rate here in Territory 2, who saw an unbelievable 191 births a day. Though
letting
the
me
nasty cold snap brings bitter winds over
ruin
the night,
your awful
so
show.
not all sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, I've got some hope that this new format
No
won't be
rainbows
around
in
long.
sight over Territories
Especially when
3
Bozeman
and
sees the
4,
ratings
as a
tonight.
Category 2 storm
Who
warning
knows, we
means
might even do
advise our
some real
residents to
news.
spend their leaders'
Stranger
weekend
things have
indoors.
happened.
Though we're sure the happy parents of the 12 new children in Territory
But don't make
3
this a
will be
habit,
thanking their
okay?
lucky stars for an excuse
There's a
to stay home.
list for guests you
Though, of
book
course,
in. Let's do that
nothing
next time,
stars
thank you.
Hot air, cold air thing. Next, this front of
You look
warm
like you enjoyed
smiles
that.
heads across Territory
I had
5,
missed it.
who are still under a
I
blanket
hadn't
of
realised how
snow.
much.
Surely there'll be celebratory snowmen there tonight.
I want to hear
As
about
they
every
also
disastrous
hit
date you've had in the
an
last
fertility
5 years.
peak
I want
of
names,
23 new
expectations,
arrivals.
crimes.
That's going to take more than one dinner.
And finally,
Fine.
an honourable
I
mention to
have
our team
nothing to
members
do,
of T7
and you haven't
with a
got paid.
stunning result showing 146 births and clear blue skies. Though be sure to grit your driveways as we will hit freezing temperatures overnight.
Take a little time with your thoughts now. Maybe think before you take up that cause now. Don't end up with remorse now. Take a little time. Take a little time to talk.
And although this is our last broadcast here on One, we'd like to thank Disrupt's leadership for this chance to say a fond farewell to you, our loyal viewers. Disrupt TV will broadcast its first programming tomorrow with a documentary called Benefit Scroungers and the Undeserving Poor, followed by The Kyle Springle Show, where a lie detector reveals a man who married his sister's brother's niece's uncle before closing out the night with One Nation News Max, where Chet Blaze will be asking, how many guns is enough? Well, all that remains to say is thank you from all of us here at the National Nightly News and Channel 1. It's been an honour to inform and entertain you over the last 40 years. Thank you for letting us into your homes one last time. I'm Megan Wolfe. Good night and good luck.